In this parsha, we learned about the genesis of the Jewish people, where some 3,300 years ago, we were all gathered at Mount Sinai. God descended, and we heard the Ten Commandments directly from God. The first commandment being that I am God, your God, and that's the commandment to believe in one God, monotheism. And then there's some social mitzvot, like not to commit murder, not to steal, and so on and so forth, honor your mother and father. But the question is, why would God bundle up in the Ten Commandments ritual commandments such as believing in God, not having idols, keeping the Shabbat, with the social mitzvot? Why put them all together? But here's a very profound message. You see, most societies and countries have set of laws in order to have a civil society, not to kill, not to steal, and so on and so forth. However, and they also have set of morals. But morals and laws that was created by humans and by human understanding is subject to change, because our understanding is not perfect, and therefore today I understand this way, tomorrow I can understand the other way. You know, like the law of not killing. In some societies, they murdered innocent people because they weren't on the higher race, they were a lower race, or they killed elderly and the sick because it was a burden. And the same is true with all the laws. If it's based on human intellect, it's subject to change. However, the laws that are based on God are never subject to change, because God is perfect and absolute, and therefore his laws and mitzvahs are absolute. So when God says you may not commit murder, you may not kill anyone, doesn't matter who the person is. And when God says not to steal, you may not steal, even stealing from the rich and giving the poor, you may not steal, because it's absolute and they are eternal. And therefore, the first commandment that God told us, I am God, your God, and then followed by social mitzvahs, not to commit adultery, not to commit murder, and not to steal, because they need to be based on God, then they will be absolute and they will never change, and we will have a real civil society. As the Rebbe once said, that the laws that come from the Torah, they create life. But laws that come from humans are created by life. Have a wonderful Shabbos.